Concentrate your energies, your thoughts, and your capital. The wise man puts all his eggs in one basket and watches the basket. The average person puts only 25% of his energy and ability into his work. The world takes off its hat to those who put in more than 50% of their capacity, and stands on its head for those few and far between souls who devote 100%. He that cannot reason is a fool. He that will not is a bigot. He that dare not is a slave. No person will make a great business who wants to do it all himself or get all the credit. Do not look for approval except for the consciousness of doing your best. And while the law of competition may be sometimes hard for the individual, it is best for the race because it ensures the survival of the fittest in every department. There is no class so pitiably wretched as that which possesses money and nothing else. Every act you have ever performed since the day you were born was performed because you wanted something. The men who have succeeded are men who have chosen one line and stuck to it. Immense power is acquired by assuring yourself in your secret reveries that you were born to control affairs. Concentration is my motto. First honesty, then industry, then concentration. I would as soon leave my son a curse as the almighty dollar. Mr. Morgan buys his partners. I grow my own. I resolved to stop accumulating and begin the infinitely more serious and difficult task of wise distribution. You must capture and keep the heart of the original and supremely able man before his brain can do its best. Think of yourself as on the threshold of unparalleled success. A whole, clear, glorious life lies before you. Achieve, achieve. I shall argue that strong men, conversely, know when to compromise, and that all principles can be compromised to serve a greater principle. Whatever I engage in, I must push inordinately. Honor bespeaks worth. Confidence begets trust. Service brings satisfaction. Cooperation proves the quality of leadership. The best teamwork comes from men who are working independently toward one goal in unison. Theory is splendid, but until put into practice, it is valueless. The art of effective listening is essential to clear communication, and clear communication is necessary to management success. Courteous treatment will make a customer a walking advertisement. Clock watchers never seem to be having a good time. The 5 separate fingers are 5 independent units. Close them, and the fist multiplies strength. This is organization. As a rule, we find what we look for. We achieve what we get ready for. I do not believe in excuses. I believe in hard work as the prime solvent of life's problems. The greatest teacher I know is the job itself. I cannot remember a time when the golden rule was not my motto and precept, the torch that guided my footsteps. Luck is always the last refuge of laziness and incompetence. Change is vital, improvement the logical form of change. It is always the start that requires the greatest effort. I believe in trusting men, not only once, but twice, in giving a failure another chance. I never trust an executive who tends to pass the buck, nor would I want to deal with him as a customer or a supplier. A merchant who approaches business with the idea of serving the public well has nothing to fear from the competition. It is the service we are not obliged to give that people value most. We get real results only in proportion to the real values we give. Men are not great or small because of their material possessions. They are great or small because of what they are. The keystone of successful business is cooperation. Friction retards progress. The thought in my mind was that I must be a good merchant. If I were a good merchant, the rest would probably take care of itself. Salesmanship too, is an art. The perfection of its technique requires study and practice. Success cannot come from standstill men. Methods change, and men must change with them. No serious-minded man should have time for the mediocre in any phase of his living. Every man must decide for himself whether he shall master his world or be mastered by it. I believe a man is better anchored who has a belief in the supreme being. Salesmanship is limitless. Our very living is selling. We are all salespeople, exchange ideas frequently. The men who have furnished me with my greatest inspiration have not been men of wealth, but men of deeds. No matter what his position or experience in life, there is in everyone more latent than developed ability, far more unused than used power. There has never been a time when a career in the penny company was not a challenge that brought out the best in a man. Do not primarily train men to work. Train them to serve willingly and intelligently. There's no better friend to any merchant than a fair competitor. I was long brought up to think that it was nothing short of a crime to miss a sale. No business can succeed in any great degree without being properly organized. Responsibilities are given to him on whom trust rests. Responsibility is always a sign of trust. The disciplined are free. Too many would-be executives are slaves of routine. The problem with the Bronco is to get on and stay on. This is the problem with the golden rule to understand and apply. A store's best advertisement is the service its goods render, for upon such service rests the future, the goodwill of an organization. No company can afford not to move forward. It may be at the top of the heap today, but at the bottom of the heap tomorrow, if it doesn't. The golden rule finds no limit of application in business. My definition of an executive's job is brief and to the point. It is simply this: getting things done through other people. The well-satisfied customer will bring the repeat sale that counts. Determined to do some thinking for yourself. Don't live entirely upon the thoughts of others. Don't be an automaton. The best of merchandise will go back to the shelf unless handled by a conscientious, tactful salesman. Selling is our one job. Never get away from selling a lot of merchandise personally. The more you sell, the more you learn. Success will always be measured by the extent to which we serve the buying public. We can serve our customers well only if our buying jobs are right. You cannot sell if you haven't ordered wanted goods into your store. It was always my practice to train salespeople under my direct supervision, and to treat children with the utmost consideration. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. I would rather earn 1% off of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. The way to make money is to buy when blood is running in the streets. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths, rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. Good leadership consists of showing average people how to do the work of superior people. Do you know the only thing that gives me pleasure? It's to see my dividends coming in. I believe in the dignity of labor, whether with head or hand, that the world owes no man a living, but that it owes every man an opportunity to make a living. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. Competition is a sin. The ability to deal with people is as purchasable a commodity as sugar or coffee, and I will pay more for that ability than for any other under the sun. I believe that every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity an obligation, every possession a duty. I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity.